Hey, Gen Chem gang. In this very short video, I'm just going to talk about the ebb and flow of class. We will talk about this, of course, in lecture as well, but just to give you, a helpful advice before the semester begins. So here we are at the kind of the main entrance to your general chemistry bright space connection here. Again, this is 1450A, but realize that all the same for all my other sections as well. So don't let that A skew you there. And what we see here again, this is something that I've seen shown already in other videos, but I'm so sorry for going over things maybe more than once. Um, but basically, this intro page, we're going to find announcements, and right now there are no announcements present, but that's going to change very quickly. Um, you know, Basically what I will be doing is, after class, I will be providing a homework announcement after every class. I will discuss in that announcement what was covered in the class that day, as well as what is then being assigned for the next class. Um, so those assignments will include, homework assignments, as well as supplementary information. Um, the only way I can maybe show you that is with maybe an older class that I had, which would be going back to maybe the fall here, just to show something that's what you might be seeing. So here I'm going to the fall section, and now we can see, oh, here are announcements posted as far as grades, happy holidays, my music list, and my puppies. But what I wanted to just kind of scroll down to is something that we will see, more, in terms of like it kind of has a standard format to how these announcements in terms of homework work. And so here would be, let's get past that one. Let's do something a little bit more simple. Um, here would be an example here in terms of an assignment. So at the top, I'm kind of giving reminders about homework quizzes that are due, chapter 11 and chapter 12. This is the end of the fall semester. And then really what we will tend to see is not only reminders about quizzes or upcoming exams, that I'll say, okay, this is what we did in class today. For instance, we finished chapter 12, discussion of the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, thermal transfer, etc. I also give a PDF link, which we see in blue, to the notes that were done in class, as well as a video notes link as well. So I will not be streaming the class. I will only be streaming the class for certain individuals with accommodations that warrant streaming. But I will record the classes. So I will post those recordings once class is over. So in case maybe you need to review those class notes, maybe think you missed something, you have that ability to look at them. And then I will say, okay, well, here's the next assignment. So this is what will be coming up for the Thursday assignment. And I walk through and say, okay, this is what we're doing. In this particular case, there's not much there. It's a review session. So let's go down to somewhere we might see a little bit more to an announcement. And so here would be a better one, maybe to jump off of, uh, is where we have a weekly assignment. And so that's what I will do at the end of every week. So not only do I try to keep us going, midweek in terms of connection, at the end of every week, I will say, okay, this is what I want us to accomplish next week. And it gives you the ability to kind of plan ahead, what's coming your way. So here we see at the top is a Tuesday assignment, um, kind of talking about the lecture, the homework problems, which we see in red there. That's the most important thing that we need to worry about. Um, if we need extra help with those types of homework assignments, I do have a lot of video hyperlinks that we see kind of in that purple/blue area, in terms of video hyperlinks for chapter 12. These are basically me walking through problems to try to help the student understand how to work such specific, problems such as, in this case, phase change and thermal equilibrium, or the Clausius-Clapeyron, or just doing some real kind of game day example problem solving. And then lastly, I have a lecture assigned to it as well. This is a video lecture, and this is supplementary. So realize that a lot of the stuff that we see within our assignments isn't things that we need to do or have to do. There's just a lot of information that's provided. What should you do is what's in red, right? So those homework problems that are found at the end of each chapter, we see those always in red in our weekly assignments or even our daily assignments, and that is really the meat and potatoes of the course. Please focus your attention there. If you need extra help, then you can access those purple videos, or sorry, there's a little bit of a blue link there too. And then if you really are looking for some extra supplementary information, I do have all of my lectures already posted for every chapter, every module that is out there. So the lectures that I have posted go into great detail in terms of concepts, in terms of problem solving, example problems. But it's not a requirement. It's supplementary. If you're coming to lecture, that is what I'm going to be providing in lecture as well. So if you miss a lecture, realize that you do have that extra resource to utilize if you so need need to do so. Sorry. We then have extra problems that are a little bit more difficult. We have Alex. Alex is going to change a little bit. So here we see kind of concepts. I've been changing the Alex program to try to help us do a little bit better with it. So that's going to be slightly different in the announcement game. And then we have the next assignment, Thursday assignments, which we found at the end of the semester here was a review session. But I really just want to kind of really hone into that 11/28 Tuesday assignment, because this is really what you're going to see repetitiously throughout the semester, where I'm going to give you homework, and basically what that means is on that day, like on Tuesday, this is what we will be discussing. We will be discussing heat and phase changes, Clausius-Clapeyron, heating curves, phase diagrams, etc. That's what we're going to be talking about in lecture. And then in red is then, okay, what problems are assigned to that lecture? Now, you as a student have the choice to decide how you want to approach it. If you want to come to lecture first and take notes and then attack the problems, that's fine. If you maybe want to start to attack the problems earlier, then come to lecture, then revisit, that's fine too. But with this weekly assignment, it gives you the ability to choose either. So that's kind of what maybe an assignment might look like in terms of an announcement. If we kind of get back to our current class here, and so I'm now getting back into our A section. And, obviously we're going to see those announcements there on the left, which are absent so far. But what we're going to realize is that with those announcements, where can I find those problems? Do I have to search through announcements or whatnot? No, you really don't. If you go to content and activities at the very top, we can find all of those within the module homework portion of the table of contents. And I talked a little bit about this in another video, but if we look in the module homework portion of the Brightspace, we find that there's a solution manual, which has all the answers, not only answers, but actually how problems are being solved. So that's a good resource for students. Don't rely on it too much, but use it as a learning tool. But as far as like where all the assignments can be found is under 2A, the module and homework portion. And so here we have all of the chapters that are part of what we are going to be learning this semester, um, starting with the syllabus and then going on from 13 to 14 to 15. But let's just look at one particular module, one particular chapter. Let's look at chapter 13 or module 13. And if we look, all these will have the same thing. They'll have learning objectives, which we see at the top. But really what we want to get into is the assignment portion of the link, right, which is hitting that assignment link. And so within each assignment, you will have music, but then we'll also have different parts to the assignment. So here, if we look at the top, we say welcome to module 13, but then we see part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, etc. And within each one of these parts, if we look at the first part, part 1, terms and definitions, we have a video that's there. Again, this is supplementary. I will be covering this in class, but these videos are there as extra help for you if you need to review or look for extra ways of expressing definitions or extra ways of looking at practice problems. Please feel free to peruse them. What's most important is in red, which is the practice homework that we find at the end of each chapter. And so we see those always in red. And then in purple, we find the extra videos that help us to maybe get some extra help when we're working things on our own and there's really no one to really kind of reach out to, I don't know, at 2 in the morning. And so we might need some type of help. So like, for instance, if we don't understand, forces and vapor pressure, we can simply click that link and it takes us to a video
This is
that
number
helps
57
to
in
describe it.
chapter 11. It's looking at physical properties and which one is going to have a higher or lower physical property between two molecules given their forces of attraction. And so
And I apologize. Those are some very old videos that I started. I mean, they're definitely probably a decade old, but they definitely still apply to general chemistry. So, the technology is a little bit old, but the quality of the information is still relevant. So, if you need help, you can use those purples. So that's where this is where this ebb and flow comes into play. So, like after our end of the week, on Friday, I'm going to be posting a weekly assignment saying, okay, this is what we're going to cover next week. I will be posting the specific actual numbers, like, okay, and as well as the modules that, okay, this is what lectures we're going to be covering. These are the homework problems that are assigned. Here's the extra help homework problems if you need extra help. So I will be piecemealing all of these announcements. So even though if we look at chapter 13 or module 13, there's a lot of information here. What I will do is week to week and class to class is, basically break this down for you as the student and say, okay, this is what we're going to be doing on, Monday or Tuesday, depending on our class time frame. And that gives you the ability to look ahead and practice ahead if you want, or that gives you the ability just to know what's coming your way on that class time, and then you can apply yourself to those problems afterwards. So that's the big deal with kind of the ebb and flow that we see within the homework assignments that I'm providing on the announcements piece of Brightspace, and then where you can actually look for them. So we get into getting started and kind of really look at this kind of like look at this kind of like ebb and flow of what's happening is this is what we see at the very bottom is that each assignment, throughout all of those modules are broken into 3 different sections. We have the blue, we have the red, we have the purple. The blue is just a supplementary video with me lecturing and going into more detail. If you need that, that's great. If you don't, it's fine. It's supplementary. Um, the most important piece is the homework in red. That is where you are going to find success. If you do not do the practice homework, you will not find success. Literally, that really the meat and potatoes of the course is the practice homework. And if you need extra help, we have the purple links for me walking through some problems. Um, you know, in that video, aspect. And so that's what I'll be doing basically weekly, and after every class is sending you out those announcements. I'll be keeping the color coding to the same, um, and so just realize that even though with some of these assignments, it seems like there's a lot. Like, oh, I got to watch these lecture videos. Oh, I got these extra homework videos. Oh, I got practice homework. Realize no, that's not it. The big deal here is the practice homework in red. That is what you need to apply yourself to. If you need extra help, that's when you can utilize supplementary video lectures or supplementary homework videos to help you out. Or realize that, of course, you can always contact me and set up a meeting so that we can talk and help you plan out what's going on, what's going wrong, how we can correct it, and how we can get you rolling down the path to success. So that's basically the ebb and flow that we have here for Brightspace. I look forward to meeting you all very, very, very soon.